Welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge. In today's episode, we have our first two games in the Champions League group stage. We have our group. We are in Group D. We are playing Al Ahly, who are one of the better Champions League groups. One of the better Champions League teams. They've won it quite a few times. So that's going to be quite a game. We also have Shabib Riadi di Belazudad, something like that, from Algeria. And then we also have Enyimba Abba from Nigeria. So that's who we're playing today. We then have CR Belouizdad in the second game. Hopefully we win these two. The top two of the group do go through to the quarterfinals, so we don't necessarily have to be better than Al Ahly. We could just be second best. But it'll be nice to see where we kind of match up with them. So this is the team we're going with for the first game. We've got Mamish in goal, back four of Azi, Kachiche, Belaid and Koulibaly, Pereira and Slimani in midfield. This seems to be our best two from kind of what I've been seeing in the match engines. As you can see, a 7.12, a 7.01, a 7.03. Seems to be pretty good. Pereira, he's obviously got potential to get better as well, so probably the better choice. Slimani midfield, Johan Lara on the right, Hamidi on the left, and then Trabelsi and Angua up top. Trabelsi with 9 goals, so definitely a better return this season. He just seems to be getting better as we go on, which is what you'd expect from an 18-year-old, to be fair, but clearly he's starting to realise some more of that potential. Off camera in the league, we are still in the cup. I think won 1 or 2 cup games, so we're still in the cup, and we've won every league game except the last game we played. Before we played this one, we actually lost in the league, so not coming into this in super high confidence, though we are pretty high in confidence. Not sure what happened there. We tried to play in Trabelsi, but he just kind of ignored it. Lara will play in Hamidi, though. Barakat Hamidi down the left-hand side, tries to find an option. It kind of bumbles around, falls to Pereira, who goes from distance. An effort from distance is saved down at the left-hand post of the Enyimba goalkeeper. We wick in the corner. Kechiche's there, but again, the goalkeeper from Enyimba grabs it and keeps it out of the net. We're looking good. We just need to find that opening goal. I think Al Ahly predictably 1 goal up in their game. So it looks like it's probably going to be between us and Enyimba. I don't really know how good these teams are. I would suspect us to be the second or best team in the group. I think Al Ahly are probably the best team in the group. So we'll see how we are when we come up against those. But so far, not seen too much from us against Enyimba. We are still 0-0. Only said the one highlight so far. Pereira's picked up a yellow card. He's not having a great game, so we'll probably take him off. At half-time, Al Ahly 2-0 up in their game. Slimani stands over the free kick, plays it short to Lara, who hits it first time. Angua knocks it in. The linesman didn't raise his flag. He might have been offside. He looked a little bit offside to me. Angua did put it in. I thought Pereira, or was it Lara, sorry, actually had a shot, but maybe he didn't. Angua just got on the end of it anyway. Not really sure what happened, but we are 1-0 up. It wasn't offside. It looked a little bit offside to me, so I'm not surprised that it got checked, but it wasn't offside. Lara now, provider. Can he do it again? Lara whips it in. Angua, can it be? Lara to Angua again. It isn't. It hits the crossbar, and they do get clear. And it remains 1-0, and we might actually be getting caught on the counter here as they're going forward down the left-hand side. They play it in. Kachiche with a big tackle. I thought it might have been a penalty, but not given. And we might have a counter-attack from their counter-attack. Angua tries to get round his man, but he is brought down. And it is going to be a free kick. And we are going to see the highlight whipped into Angua, who picks up the loose ball, needs to get it back in the middle, tries to find Trabelsi, but it's cleared. Angua will pick up the ball into Pereira, back with the defenders, into Slimani in midfield, who finds Lara over the top. But this time, unfortunately, I think it is going to be offside. The linesman has raised his flag. Lara has it in the back of the net for 2-0. But unfortunately, it has been disallowed from VAR. Goes back to just the 1-0. So 1-0 at the half. Not a bad half of football at all. We did seem to turn up a little bit more in that second half of the first half. We seem to turn up a little bit more. We will take Pereira off. We will bring Jabali on for him and swap those two round, put Slimani into the ball winner role, and Jabali into more of the playmaker role. Got some cat hair on the microphone, just get rid of that. Still 1-0. Again, not dominating them. I think we've probably when you get through the preliminaries in the first round, you probably get rid of any of the really rubbish African teams. They're probably all kind of decent, the ones that are left. Trabelsi wins the ball back. Obviously, you got to think these are the teams that are finishing first or second in their nation, so they can't be that bad. Angua whips it into Lara, who takes it down really well. Does Lara? It does actually take a deflection. I think it might have came a deflection off Hamidi, but unfortunately, it doesn't beat the goalkeeper. He read it well. Remains 1-0. We've not really seen much from them, though. We aren't really scoring a ton ourselves, but we haven't seen a lot from them. Hamidi's not having a great game, so we're going to put Trabelsi out on the wing, and we are going to chuck Leandro Lopez on up top, and hopefully start to see some more goals, having more strikers on the pitch. Bit of a basic tactic, but you never know. It could work. Trabelsi obviously can play on the left anyway, so it's not a crazy idea, is it? It's just we are needing to be a little bit careful. But still 1-0 here. Nothing else really happening. It'll probably mean Al Ahly be top of their group, I would imagine, on goal difference, or they're winning 3-0. I'm guessing that's not Marmoush that plays for Man City. I'm going to guess it's a different Marmoush. It could be that Marmoush. I don't know. It would be mad if it was. I'm assuming it's a different Marmoush. I'm not going to click on him, though. We'll make a late change. Koulibaly can come off. Mabea can come on. Still 1-0, nothing else occurring at the minute. Looks like it is going to end 1-0. We've got 5 minutes of added time, which is quite a lot. I mean, we've had lots of chances, but we haven't really converted any of them. But we do have a late highlight, hopefully not a late equaliser, because that would put a little bit of a spanner in the works. And it could be, because they've played it over the top, but Mamish does well to read it. Comes out, collects it calmly. Again, he's not really been tested. Mabea, naturally a centre-back, playing at left-back, plays it to Trabelsi, a striker, playing at left wing. There's an issue with the left-hand side that I've just realised, that we've put too many players out of position, and we are potentially on the verge of conceding here, because there's a very late highlight, and Enyimba are going down the left-hand side. They play it into the middle, and then they've got an effort, and they've put it in the back of the net. Oh, no. That's the last thing we wanted. 1-1. An equaliser for an Enyimba very late on. They've offered absolutely nothing. We've had all the chances, but we're made to ruin because we only take a point from the home game as well. So really disappointing there. We currently sit third. Not sure how they've worked that out, but we currently sit third. Very disappointing. We really should have been winning that. Well, we can still get ourselves in the top two because we're away to CR Belouizdad next. So we'll go to that game, and that'll be the second game in this episode. So for our second game of the episode, we have our second game in the Champions League group stage. We've had no games in between. It's just been the two Champions League games. So we're playing CR Belouizdad. We're going with the same 11. We absolutely dominated Enyimba, so I don't think it's an issue with the team. I think we were just unlucky that game not to score more goals. We conceded late on. It was like their only chance. So we really should have won that one, but disappointing. They did lose 3-1 to Al Ahly, which means the league table currently has us in third. You would expect us to do better than that. You would expect us to definitely be finishing in the top two, but we'll probably have to beat Enyimba in the return game to qualify for that. Of course, we can still get results over Al Ahly as well, and if we can do the double over these, that pretty much sets us up for a position in the top two. Obviously, we don't really need to finish first. The difference between first and second in the group, well, there is no difference. And thankfully, we have taken the lead very early. I keep trying to click on the league table, but there keeps being highlights, which is different to the first game when there was no highlights. So we have taken an early lead. That does put us up to second. Of course, Al Ahly drawing currently with Enyimba. You would expect Al Ahly to win their game as well and make it 2 wins out of 2. But we'll see. I mean, I guess if Enyimba hold them to a draw, then I guess we haven't done too badly. Unfortunately, though, it looks like we might be conceding ourselves, as they had a very good chance there to get themselves level early on, and they do again go for an effort from distance. This is the one that kind of beat Mamish in the last game, but this time he is aware to it, gets the save. And what I'm noticing is the African Champions League is pretty competitive. It's definitely not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Definitely not as easy as Oceania, where you are massively the favourites if you're from New Zealand. This is definitely a more stacked Champions League and will not be a walk in the park. I don't think it's going to be one we'll win in one season. We might have to take multiple seasons to get there. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how we are. In terms of the other teams in it, obviously Club African are from our league. I know Pyramids won the Champions League last year. Al Ahly are 2-0 up, and we struggle to score against those. So the fact that they're 2-0 up does worry me slightly. But I guess with the amount of shots on target we had, we could have easily been 2-0 up as well that early on. So a little bit worrying. I do think there might be a gap between Egypt and Tunisia that we are perhaps on the wrong side of that gap. But I think we could win the league. I think we could win the Champions League with a team like this. I don't think the gap between Tunisia and Egypt is that big. I think we just need to potentially just get some better players in and just keep improving the team. We've got some young players who are going to grow. The league rules do limit us slightly. We obviously need to have arguably at least one Tunisian in the 11 and then a full Tunisian bench, which does make things a little bit difficult. The Champions League registration, though, is actually pretty lax. You just name you can name between 15 and 40 players, and there's no rules in terms of like you need to have players from your nation or your club or anything, any like homegrown stuff like that. There's really no rules for it. So you could have a team of 40 foreign players and they'd all be able to play in the Champions League. Now, obviously in the league, they couldn't play because you can only have 10 foreign players. But if you're from an African nation that doesn't have a lot of rules, we've conceded. But if you are from an African nation that doesn't have a lot of league rules, you could have a lot of foreign players on your side, which could be a route into it. We are struggling in this group. We are once again equalised whilst being the better team. We're just struggling to get the results over the line. We definitely need another goal now. Koulibaly plays it to Belaid. Koulibaly now needs to find an option. Finds Angua. Back to Koulibaly. Koulibaly into Slimani. Slimani racing forward. Finds Lara. We need a goal, and we need it quick. Azzi plays it in, and thankfully Trebelsi gets his 10th goal of the season already. We're still early in the season. Lovely stuff there. And we have restored our 1-goal lead, which keeps us in second place. Obviously, this is nice, and now a nice 3-point gap. But you would expect Enyimba to probably beat these based on how we kind of struggled against Enyimba. Well, we didn't struggle. To be honest, I don't think this game and that game are that different. I just think this is more of an open game where goals are kind of going in, whereas with that game it was quite tight. And even though there was a lot of chances, there wasn't a lot of goals. We've conceded again. Who is this Lionel Wamba? He scored 2 goals. We need to look at this guy. We might need to bring him in. This is poor from us, really poor from the back, because we've been pretty good defensively since I've arrived. So the fact that we've conceded 2 goals in the first half is worrying. Honestly, the back line's always been pretty good here, so I'm really, really concerned as to what the issue is. I mean, Mamisha's not having a great game. Belaid, none of the back line besides Azzi, because he's got the assist, are having a great game. We are still second in the group, so it's not the end of the world, but we'd have to get a result we'd have to beat Al Ahly to stay there, which is really unlikely based on how we started. So we really could do with a win here. Otherwise, this is a very slow start to our group, and it does concern me. Wamba's thankfully injured, and he's have to go off. Thank God. Thank God he's got injured. But Angua's not having a great game. To be honest, I just think that the team we've got out there is the best team. We need to get a late winner. We need to just try and cheese it and get a late winner, because we've just not been the better side at all. And it's actually these guys who have got the highlight, and they have an effort from distance. Thankfully, it goes over. But if we lose this, this could be the group done. Like, it's such a mountain to overcome. We're not going to make any subs, but this is the best 11 we've got. But I think we've been beaten pretty well here. Looking at the results, we've not been the better side. We haven't been beaten, but we've been beaten on the stats, I think. XG, only the one that's in favour of us. But yeah, another poor result in the Champions League. That's 2 draws out of 2 teams I think we should be beaten. Like, I don't think they're better than us in any kind of way. If we look at they're 2.5 stars. And Yimba, yeah, they're both 2.5-star clubs. We're a 3-star club, so we're definitely a little bit better than them. But not a good start at all. And we've got to play Al Ahly next, which we all will, of course, do off camera. So we've got all of these games these games, which I guess isn't that many games, it's just a bit of time. We will play off camera. We'll come back for the last 2 games of the group against Enyimba Aba and then Al Ahly on the last game. These 2 could be vital. So we really need to start picking up wins. We need to kind of beat Al Ahly, to be honest with you, but I guess we'll see how we go. But yeah, not a great start to the group. We are still second, which is the good thing, but yeah, we were very close to beating Enyimba, so maybe, yeah, but they comfortably beat them in both games, so I'm worried that I'm not necessarily worried about getting out of the group, I'm just worried there's a big gap. The board do need us to get out of the group as well, so Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. At the minute, we're on course to do that, but obviously these two will play each other. So hopefully they draw. Hopefully they draw their games as well. But yeah, very worrying stuff. We're obviously not going to finish top of the group. I think that's out of the question now. So we really need to be trying to become best of the rest. We need to get second. So yeah, slightly worrying. Like I say, we've got a few games to play off camera. We'll be back for late February for the last two games of the group stage. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hexagon Challenge, and I'll see you all for more very soon.